Hello, sports watchers. This is Four Star Sports. Here we have John, and my name is Aaron, and we have Dion as our guest. So I hope you all enjoyed the show. So John, can you lead us in with a little bit about Dion here?
Yeah, a little bit of a history background. He was a good athlete in high school. People would say he was a two-star on Rivals and Scout,
Hmm.
where he played a little bit. It looks like quarterback and receiver, right? Dion in high school, where
Just
you
quarterback.
had was quarterback.
Yeah.
So basically, you look like you had some decent yardage on the rushing department back in high school. So can you talk about your high school career first of all with the Fort Worth with us a little bit?
Yeah. Just like you said, high school quarterback. Uh, I was a two-time MVP, two-time district MVP. Ran a lot, power, power offense, and so yeah. Not much to really say more than that. Just kind of, I had a good career, uh, and yeah.
Nice,
Yeah,
man.
looking at your numbers real quick, Dion, and our fans don't know about Deion Griffin. His junior year, he had 1,595 yards passing on 17 touchdowns and 682 rushing on 11 touchdowns. And then in the senior year of high school is 107 of 177 for 1895 passing and
Whew.
25 touchdown passes as well. And then like he's a Michael Vick also looks like in the senior year of high school, he ran over 1361 rushes or rushing yard for 111 carries and 23 touchdowns rushing on that department. So 48 touchdowns in the senior year alone.
Yeah.
Yes. Wow.
Dion, real
Great
quick,
time. Great
yeah,
time.
can you tell us like what schools? Other, I know you led on play at North Texas University, but can you tell us like what other schools were actually looking at you?
During that time, it was University of Louisiana Monroe,
Hmm.
Army, North Texas, of course, and SMU. Yeah, those were my three. Those were my four offers that I had coming out of high school.
Well, it
Oh,
sounded like to me you deserved a lot more, especially your junior year and senior year of high school.
Yeah. Well, I guess we all think that then.
they're overlooking you, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Aaron.
Yeah, so I want to know more about what led to your youth ministry. I want to what led to you picking that field.
Yeah. When I came into college, I met a guy named WC.
Hmm.
He was a part of Outreach was the organization he going to be with. But I met him, and I was just astonished at the work that he was doing, at the work the Lord was doing on the campus. I got involved with Campus Outreach over the next few years of my life, of my career at North Texas. And as I got more involved, I just became fascinated. I enjoyed what they were able to do. And to be honest with you, I was encaptured with the vision of being able to raise disciples on the college campus. That's
Hmm.
something that my heart really gravitated toward, and I
Yeah.
loved it. And so, 2019, I kind of told Jonathan's brother Chris Sturdivant that I wanted to come on staff, and he kind of took that up the ball. Took that up the chain with
Hmm.
my boss now, and or it might have been 2020 actually, but he took that up the line chain and kind of began conversation about it. Just how that can come on board, and uh, I actually got my offer to be a part of Campus Outreach back in June or so, or July.
Hmm.
And so, yeah, just kind of really fascinated with the thought of really even the vision that raising
Yeah.
disciples on the college campus all day, every day is just something that I really look forward to doing.
No, that's awesome.
My
Yeah.
brother did tell me, as to get to know you a little bit more in detail before I found out that you were, coming on staff.
Hmm.
But my brother misses that Denton community like crazy.
Yeah.
Him moving back home to Memphis, was a good fit also, but I'm sure he misses y'all like crazy as well. But because I enjoyed going down to Denton, to be honest with you. Whenever I used to go down for a football game or just to enjoy the city life, it kind of reminds me of a Memphis in a way of a small town to a big town like Memphis.
Hmm.
You know, y'all got brisket, we got pork. Uh, you know, that's a different story for another day. But y'all say y'all get the better brisket, which y'all do because y'all get rubies or rudies and everything like that over there. in Texas. Y'all get Waterburger too.
Yes, we
But
do.
Oh yeah, Whataburger is so good. Oh my goodness.
Deion, talk about being a student athlete at North Texas University. How it was so I know, like the campus ministry does reach out to athletes, in general, like yourself. Can you talk like how many like on a daily basis, like y'all went to like 8:58 meetings
Mhm.
at night, like right after practice to prepare for a game. But can you talk about like a student athlete that basically what their daily life is on the campus ministry?
Just make sure I understand. Just you're saying just what we kind of what our daily life is, and then how that involves even with campus ministry. You're saying?
Yeah, so basically, like for example, if you're going to these meetings that they
Yeah.
have,
Yeah.
like how much of a day does it like for example, just give us like a daily routine of a student athlete that wants to become part of the campus ministry like yourself or even go to these meetings. Like how would they prepare their day for that?
I mean, it really we try to uh, accommodate everybody, and so really for our meetings, our weekly meetings, uh, we try to put it at night. So for the most part, like you said, our weekly meeting at the time was 8:58, and we put it at 8:58, or we tried to start at 9 o'clock because most of the time students are either getting out of class or out of study hall. Or whatever the case may be, so it just really it just takes a more determination more than really kind of getting in there with your schedule more than anything. It just takes determination that you want to be or you want to go to that and be a part of that for you really to be involved with it more than anything. It doesn't really take a whole lot of schedule planning or kind of moving a lot of things around. It's just if you want to do it, you know what I mean? If you really want to do it, you kind of come out, and kind of see what it's about more than anything. Yeah. Did I answer that question?
Yeah, that's good enough for me
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
because
Okay.
that's good enough because I know like you being an athlete,
Yeah.
you're doing stuff 24/7
Yeah.
on a daily basis
Yeah.
because you're waking up at like 5 o'clock in the morning, going to school at 7 or whatever time you got
Yeah.
class, and then you're going to like study hall, like you said,
Yeah.
and then football practice right after that, or basketball practice, or whatever sport that you're playing, and then you're going to these support meetings,
Yeah.
campus ministry
Oh my
meetings,
goodness.
to basically going to hang out, like the New Year's conference, for example.
Yeah.
When y'all had New Year's conference, y'all were basically without the bowl game. I don't know if you ever went to New Year's conference, but forgive me on that. But New Year's conference basically playing in the middle of bowl season,
Yeah.
a lot of athletes couldn't go to these, or New Year's conferences because of bowl season
Yeah.
and whatnot as well, and have a good time all the way up till midnight. Like
Yeah.
on New Year's Eve, for example, Aaron, they would have like a party or whatnot with the
Yeah.
students, and I'm not going to say party, but you know
Yeah,
what I mean.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But when I say party, they're talking about like sharing the Lord,
Hmm.
just having a good time, playing a lot of games, spike
Yeah.
ball or whatever you want to play,
I love it.
and
That's
just counting
awesome.
down till midnight and just having a
Yeah.
good time with each other in general. You
Yeah.
know,
And to really kind of even I know you were talking about it, to kind of add in there. Yeah, we had practice well for us we had practice in the mornings and class in the afternoons, and so
Mhm.
yeah, it was a struggle sometimes, and I can attest to it. Sometimes it is a struggle in the sense that you want to go to sleep, you probably want to take a nap, but if you like I said, if you really want to go, if you really want to be involved in it, then you'll take it out your time to really to be with community
Mhm.
and be with your brothers and sisters in Christ, and
Yeah.
just kind of go to those meetings and kind of love on people and be loved on. To be honest with you, and just kind of have a good time. We have some fun times within those weekly meetings, and also even hearing the gospel preached just one more time is
Mhm.
something that I think is necessary. Not just for us costumes, not just for us athletes, but for everyone. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, just to kind of add on to that.
Man, Dion, I am impressed because when I was in college, I couldn't be an athlete. I had to focus on school, and
Yeah,
then I went to church on Sundays, and then um, but like I am impressed by how like you can manage your time, make time for building disciples, and then also play football, and also you can also go to class on time. Like it's incredible. I'm
yeah.
impressed. That's
Well,
awesome.
yeah. I mean, it just, and I mean, the great part about it is for, for football players, for the most part, a lot of things are kind of scheduled for you, when it comes to the sports side of it. But
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, when it comes to everything outside of that, it does like class. Uh, as much as coaches may want to get on you or do get on you for that fact, it's just a matter of you and your own values of what you really believe in and what you desire and what you're gonna, and obviously what you're gonna get out of it is what you put into it. So, but
All right,
And
Dion.
Dion,
Now
what
we're
year are
going.
you? What
Yeah.
year are you in?
I actually just graduated.
Oh, you just graduated. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I just graduated. Yeah.
So I was going to. So I'm a huge Arkansas fan. I'm from Arkansas, and
Oh gosh, we had to go there, right?
yeah, I just wanted. I was just like, I mean, what were
That's
your
when North. Hey,
feelings
that's when
after
North
that?
Texas got put on the
After
map.
that game, what were your feelings after that Arkansas North Texas game a
Oh, I mean,
couple
I
years
think,
ago?
I think my feeling was just as that of every other Mean Green fan or even Mean Green alumni, whatever you. I mean, I think we kind of realized at that point that we had a great team, and
Mhm.
be honest with you, we were just excited to. I mean, we were pumped just because Arkansas, people just have choice things to say, and
Mhm.
Arkansas being part of the SEC, they thought they were gonna walk right over us, and well, we changed some minds on that day. So,
And there was a punt return that made history.
oh yeah, oh yeah,
That was. I'm sorry. I'm like, breaks my heart, but I wanted to talk about it too.
yeah.
Because it did. It was an incredible play. Like it was. I can't be blind towards that. It was
Oh yeah,
incredible. Y'all did a great job.
oh yeah.
It's crazy
Appreciate that.
because I was watching the game at my house,
Hmm.
and I'm like, okay, Seth Luttrell and company have experienced Chad, like and y'all hate Chad Morris with the passion down
Yes.
in Arkansas and Philly and all that. But I'm like, North Texas has always played well with SMU in the past, beyond right. So
Yeah.
y'all knew the background of that coach in general, a little bit of his play calls and whatnot. So when I told my friend, I was like, North Texas will beat Arkansas today. He's like, gonna put money on it? I was like, we'll get back with you regarding that. But
Yeah.
I was like, no, nothing against Deion and North Texas and whatnot, because my brother worked on staff there. I've heard good things about their football players. I've heard good things about their coaching staff. But I'm like, I'm gonna pass and I'm not gonna put no money on it. But I texted my brother because they were gonna bring some students actually to Fayetteville for that football game, Dion, but
Yeah,
they couldn't do it because of money and whatnot.
yeah,
But I'm like, this is when North Texas and Conference USA in general, a lot of people don't give Conference USA a lot of credit in general.
yeah.
I've known. So when I texted my brother on that punt return, I was like, "Did you watch?" We sent each other a text at the same time and said, "Did you see that?" And I'm like, "The punt return, right?" He's like, "Yeah, the punt return." And I'm like, "That's the play of the year right there." But that's to me, that's when Conference USA in the American, as you call it, Aaron, Pac-12 is a Pee Wee football conference.
Yeah.
But Dion, how did it feel to play like a team like you said you played Arkansas, but how did it feel like to go to Berkeley and play California in California?
Yeah.
It was. I mean, it was wonderful for me. I was born out in Monterey, California, and so some family of mine got to come see me play, and so that was that was just really good to be out there to be able to let and allow them to see me to play and everything. But even just playing against Cal, to be honest with you, you get out there, you know who these teams are. I mean, I think about when we played Iowa. I mean, these teams are big, Big Ten, Pac-12 teams and whatnot. But at the same time, when you strap on the shoulder pads and you get out there to play, they're football players, and so yeah, you love the scene. I mean, don't get me wrong, I enjoy when we went to Berkeley and got to look at the stadium. And even driving into the up to where the stadium is, going through the neighborhoods and stuff like that, good stuff, good scene. But at the end of the day, you come there to play a football game, and really, you just kind of get locked in on that moment. Is that's what I came here to play, and that's what we're about to do. Regardless of who they are, and what they, what conference they come from, or what kind of appliances they have. We come here to play football, and so That I mean, just to kind of just thinking on that, that's just kind of what the idea is. Even playing those guys
Mhm.
comes to mind for me.
Yeah, you
So
talk
you,
about Iowa. Yeah, you said y'all played at Iowa,
Yeah,
which to me
2017.
it's on my to me it's on my
Yeah,
bucket list for one of the road trips to go on. I've heard so
yeah,
much good things about playing in Iowa, especially at night.
yeah,
I know y'all had an afternoon game with them, but
yeah.
I want to see a night game there. But can you talk about like the environment in the Big Ten football stadium?
Yeah. I mean, first off, the pink locker room,
Mhm.
wonderful. You walk in there and it's like, I've watched football all my life, and so to actually be able to stand in that building or stand in that locker room and actually see it with my own eyes it was kind of funny. But even more than that, you get inside that stadium, and that sideline is as small as it can get. I mean, you sit down on those bleachers, and those fans are inches away from touching you, and so it was it was pretty rowdy. They were able to talk to you a little bit more than your usual fans are, and so, but it was a good environment. I think. I mean, the people weren't malicious; they were just
Mhm.
fans, and so it was great, loud. I mean, just what you would expect from being in the stadium like that with fans that they have, uh, who are loyal and everything. Just kind of a lot of
Mhm.
fans, but it was just fun. It was fun to be there. It was fun to be able to play in those environments, and it was just a great experience to be able to be around that kind of place, just to play. You know what I mean? I mean, compete obviously, but even just to play was an honor.
Yeah. All right, hold on, guys. To all of our viewers, on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook, I want to thank y'all for watching. Dion, I have a question though. So you were talking about like the fans and stuff. Have you ever experienced a hostile environment, like where you felt unsafe or didn't, or like couldn't stay focused, or I don't know how I'm wording this, but
Yeah.
have you ever experienced like an extreme hostile environment when you were playing?
Iowa,
Uh,
maybe.
Mhm.
I don't. I don't think I have. I mean, just listening from the like, I don't think in the past few years I have. To be honest with you, I can't. And that one doesn't cross my mind. The only one that does is one that I didn't go to, and that was my redshirt freshman year when I didn't play. Where they went to Florida. That
Oh
might have
yeah.
been the most hostile environment they've been a part of, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh my
And
goodness.
so yeah. I mean, I wasn't part of that, but uh, the stories I hear, that was a crowd right there.
Yeah, WC told me the only downside about that stadium was it's hot and humid.
Yeah.
Now, now I probably should know this, but like, what is North Texas like big rival?
Big rival.
Hmm.
SMU is our biggest rival.
Okay, SMU. Okay,
Yeah, and
got you,
then
got
within our
you.
conference we have a couple teams, but SMU is our
In
number one rival.
state, big
Yeah,
time rival. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Got you,
And
got you.
to me that game should happen every year, to be honest with you, because it's a
Mhm.
45-minute to an hour drive tops.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It has been for the last since I've been here. We played them every year, but yeah, there was a stretch there that they didn't play
Hmm.
So
before.
who's your like you played 2017 to 2020, you finished 9-5 in 2017.
Hmm.
They lost in the Conference USA Championship, but hey,
Hmm.
making it to the championship game, you got to mean something,
Yeah.
for North Texas because it's been some years, since I don't know if you know this or not, but I'm a diehard Memphis fan also. Um, North Texas was always good with Daryl Dickey as a coach as
Hmm.
well, and we played them in New Orleans Bowl. Wes can refer you to this as well, but Memphis played North Texas in that bowl game. So back in that was our New Orleans Bowl back in the day when we had Danny Wimpry and D'Angelo Williams and all of them play on football. So 2017 y'all finished 9-5, like I said. 2018 y'all finished 9-4, like Aaron said. Y'all beat Arkansas, but y'all lost in the New Mexico Bowl, the Utah State. I think that was Jordan Love's year as well, right?
Yeah.
So y'all played against the NFL quarterback in that one, and then two bad years, but it was okay season. 4-9 or 4-8 in 2019, and then this year with the COVID year, y'all finished 4-6. But Wes's favorite team, other than Memphis this year, was Coastal Carolina, the Chandeliers. You know, y'all actually got to play on their nice turf in the Myrtle Beach Bowl.
Yeah, yeah.
So, can you talk about like the last 4 years in general? I know with Seth Luttrell being your head football coach
Yeah.
over there as well, which to me, I know these last 2 seasons, haven't really put up for wins, but you got to remember a lot of people want him as a head coach in the bigger market, like the
Mhm.
Big 12, small school like Kansas State, for example, or somebody big wants him because his name is always out there. So
Mhm.
can you talk about your Seth Trail coach in general with us as well?
Uh, I mean, yeah. Great guy. You know, just kind of. I mean, for me being recruited to come in here, I mean, when he sat in my living room when he recruited me, when he got hired, he told me our mission is to win championships. Uh, we're not just here to, you know, just put on stats and just win games, but we're here to win championships. And so I think he's always had in mind of of not only just having mediocre seasons or just doing all right. That's not good enough for him. But we want to win, we want to be at the top, and so. Uh, but yeah, but about him, he's a great coach. I think he brings a dynamic to our team. I mean, he'll tell you himself. He prides himself on physicality, and uh, and that's something regardless of who you are. Uh, when you step into that building and you're part of his team, that's what you're gonna hear. And I mean, he loves to throw the ball. Obviously, we see it. He loves to run the ball also. I mean, he's a great coach. I think he has a good game plan week after week, just kind of thinking through how we want to attack the opponent, and even thinking through how do what is it like, even just game planning. I think with him, he takes it a step further than just how do we want to attack, but even then he's simple. Like some guys I know, like I have friends that are around, what I mean, around the country or even in Texas, and some of their playbooks are just crazy. I mean, just complex. And Coach Trails, he's not out here trying to make it complex and trying to make you think a lot. Name of the game is to put the ball in the end zone, and so he's going to make it as simple as possible to put the ball in the end zone. So yeah, I mean, he's not a complex guy, in even in trying to make it hard on us. He's making it easy on us and trying to so yeah, I mean, I think he's a great guy. I think I was blessed to know him. I mean, I think going to continue to have uh, great years here because he's a good guy and he has good guys surrounded around him. And so yeah, just that. I mean, you were talking about Latrell, correct?
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I think it's going to be a good time here. It's going to continue to be good. Uh, and I mean our core values, which I've heard for the past 5 years, and every team that he probably is on, if unless he stays here for the rest of his career, is going to hear selfless, tough, and discipline, and uh, and so yeah, and that's what I think is important.
I didn't realize this until recently, to be honest with you, Dion. But he's turned y'all's offense completely where it was be like your freshman year when you redshirted to the top and nationally in passing yards and total yards as well. And like you said, Dion, I think to me personally, he reminded me of two coaches. He's a Family Guy one of Mike Norvell, that coached at Memphis, and Blake Anderson, that coached at Arkansas State. When I hear Seth Luttrell's name floating around with these bigger schools, I think he loves the city of Denton so much as a whole. He doesn't want to take a big jump right now because he's happy where he's at as well.
Mm-hmm.
According to some reports I've read. Aaron, I don't know if you noticed, but West, did grow up being a Green Bay fan. But
Okay.
Dion's offensive coordinator was Graham Harrell, the former Texas Tech / Green Bay Packer.
Okay.
So
Gotcha.
Dion, talk
Gotcha.
about Graham Harrell as a whole, who's now at Southern Cal as their offensive coordinator. But can you talk about Graham Harrell with us a little bit for Packer Nation?
Yeah. Graham Harrell, he's an engine. Just even outside of the football, like outside of football, you sometimes come see him going there working out, and if you talk to people who worked out with him, the guy just has a motor, and he just keeps on going. Out of a lot of people I've met, he probably has one of the a big just determination to get something done. If he said like if he has his like if he put that in on paper that this is what we are and this is who we're going to be, and he's going to put all he has into making our offense, into making our receivers, our quarterback, our linemen, just that whatever it is that he has made his mind up. Where even we as an offense have made our mind up as to who we're going to be. He's not going to stop short of working his butt off, working us to the point of whatever that goal is. And so I just really remember, I just remember times being at practice and, Graham just has an expectation. And whatever the expectation is, he's going to hold you to it. And so it's just funny because you think of the moments where people mess up and he's not going to shy away from those tough moments of of holding you accountable when you're not standing up, coming to or holding up to the expectation that we have as an offense, as a team. And so, but to be honest with you, he's a great guy. He is a great guy. Outside of football, even inside of football, he's a great guy. But outside of football, cares about you, loves on you, wants you to succeed. And so, yeah, Graham Harrell, wonderful guy also. Obviously, I only got 3 years with him, but he was one of the reasons why I came to North Texas because I grew up watching him play football, and what better than to be under a guy like that? And so, but yeah.
That's awesome. And go ahead.
That's awesome, man.
You want to ask another question here?
So, kind of talked about one I got to think here a little bit. You have another one, John?
All right.
Sorry, Deion.
He's speechless. We'll put him on the spot. Okay. Okay, Deion. Y'all also had a good win over Army, 52-49.
Yeah.
I watched that game on TV as well. That was a heck of a game to watch on TV. One of the instant classics that I enjoy watching you play and North Texas play on TV. But what was your probably toughest Conference USA team to face against on defense? Or, when you played offense,
Yeah.
that they maybe had like a decent corner on defense that you were probably the toughest team they placed in Conference USA.
Yeah. You really it mixed it up, but the toughest, one of the best players I think we played against, really and he was a cornerback. I can't remember his last. I think his first name was Meek, and it might have been Roberson or something like that. He was a cornerback for La Tech. I do know that.
Okay.
Number 21, but he was that guy was a good player. Just a high motor, small guy. So he had a chip on his shoulder, and but man, he played ball, and I think. Probably La Tech might have been one of the better teams that we played consistently over the past years that I've been there. That I can say that they've had consistent years of being good. So yeah, I guess I'll just go with La Tech.
I tell you what, I know La Tech. Hey, well, I don't know personally, but I know Coach Holtz. The background of him, is basically up to his dad from Notre Dame days.
Yeah.
But I remember watching Coach Holtz, from East Carolina days when he was actually coaching against Memphis.
Mm-hmm.
And I know La Tech, like you said, has always had good players because of him, and East Carolina because of him. And I knew La Tech was going to be probably, they always compete in the bowl game too against the bigger schools as well.
Yeah.
Can you talk about how people can say Conference USA isn't as good, but me personally, they've always been good. They used to beat Memphis back in the day for crying out loud. Don't remind me of them, but because in Middle Tennessee used to beat Memphis with Dwight Dasher at quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
They used to beat Florida Atlantic beat us in the bowl game that one year. Can you talk about the Conference USA where a lot of people can give some Conference USA some credit? Because to me personally, with a veteran coaching staff like Coach Stock still at Middle Tennessee, Seth Luttrell at North Texas, um, just basically veteran coaches in that conference. Can you talk about why people don't maybe give Conference USA a lot of love, which they should, in my opinion?
I mean, it's a group of five for one, but also I think, people's mind are made up on, I guess, what who the players are that are in those conferences. But I think it just takes people the time to actually watch the film and look at like the players. I mean, not just kind of looking at really, people see we beat Arkansas one year, and it's just like, oh, well, Arkansas was just bad, you know, and they may see us lose to Utah State in that bowl game, just like, well, you see, there you go. It's just like any other situation. How many teams lost to Utah State that year? You got to look at it all the way through. But I think it just takes, if people just take the time to actually just look at film, or just look at the games, actually watch the games, and not criticize before they take the time to really look in it and look into what Conference USA is, then they might change their opinion. I mean, you look at the players we've had in past years come out of Conference USA, go to the NFL. I think that can be an addition to the conversation. But I don't think there's any of us who are in Conference USA who are losing any sleep over those people. To be honest with you, we're gonna play ball. We strap up our shoulder pads and put on our shoes just like them. And so, yeah,
And
I mean,
I think that's what makes it better, like to me, because if you think about it, don't get me wrong, I'm a huge SEC fan, but it's like sometimes they try to be too flashy. Like Arkansas is all like, maybe they look at your name, and you see, it's like when you're in the Conference USA, you're all like, we're just going to put our pads on and play ball. We don't care if you're Alabama or Central Arkansas. We're going to strap on the pads and play ball. And sadly, the bigger conferences don't see it that way, which I don't really like. All in all, like because it's just like Arkansas. Yes, they were not good, but also they didn't put on their shoulder pads and play ball. They didn't take y'all serious, And then so it's like, huh? But you're going to take Alabama serious. They beat you the same score, It's like, or like it was close, like it was a blowout regardless. And it's like, come on
yeah.
now. No, I'm with you there. I think I've gone on some rants about it before, I just wish there was more respect. Obviously respect is earned, but I feel like teams like North Texas beating Arkansas, but also Central Florida over here beating Auburn in
Mhm.
in that big bowl game. Cincinnati going against Georgia to the bitter end.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, to me, that's enough respect. But I guess some people are hard. I guess the people who matter are harder to win than me. So I don't know.
I also think a lot of people are saying, "Oh, they're just here for a paycheck" or something similar to that, Aaron, because they're
Oh,
getting so much. They're getting a lot of money from these schools as well.
but
Which to
John,
me, yeah,
like Deion can vouch for this. Deion's not getting a penny of that. So Deion's
no,
going to put his shoulder pads on and play ball. Like, they need to look past what the university gets. Yes, the university is getting money, but the talent on the field is not. And the talent on the field, they're there to play ball. And people need to notice that. You know what I mean?
Well, at the end of the day, we win that game. We just got a check and we got a W. So I mean, I think we just won double.
Hey, that's what you call a win-win. That's what you call a win-win right there.
Dion, this is my last question for you before we let you go because I know you got a busy day ahead of you. But Super Bowl, Tampa Bay or Kansas City, and why?
Whew.
uh, you know,
Or
uh,
who's your NFL team first of all?
well, you're about to get who I'm about to pick then when I tell you this. My favorite team
Oh,
is
I thought you were a Cowboy fan. Okay,
my,
that's
my
WC.
favorite
Never
team is
mind.
the New England Patriots.
Oh, okay.
It has been since 2004. I was and that's probably, I think it was the year that I started playing football. That was the first year I started playing football, and obviously, who had just won the Super Bowl? New England Patriots. And so Tom Brady's he's all over everything. And when I started playing football, my number 12, and been a Patriots fan ever since. And so people rag on me because they called me a bandwagon, but I really didn't see a championship from New England until 2014. I saw the almost undefeated season. I saw the Giants beat us a second time in 2011, and I got to experience the championship 2014, then obviously again in 2016, and then in 2018. So, I have to bet on my guy Tom. He's still doing it,
Yep.
still making big plays and still leading teams to championships. So, I think at the end of the day, Tom's just gonna come out with a 7th ring on his finger, and people gonna still be calling him the GOAT. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I got Tampa Bay.
What about you, John?
What?
What about you, John? Who you pick?
We'll talk about that next week. We got the whole
We'll
week.
do a little pick show right now.
All right, Deion. Right now, I got Tampa Bay. Let's just say that.
Okay.
Hey, I picked against them the last 2 weeks. I got to do something, right? Well, you proved me wrong, okay? But Deion, did you get to play in AT&T Stadium while you were in high school?
I didn't. I did not.
Oh,
I wish I did have. Wish I would have.
I know they got the Texas State Championships there now.
Yeah.
And a good friend of mine, Coley, you know Coley pretty well, I'm sure, too. But he's told me some stories regarding the Texas State Championships. He says, dude, it's on your bucket list. You got to do it. 30,000 plus at each high school football game during the state football playoffs.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I've already experienced it for the Cotton Bowl. That should be good enough. Memphis played Penn State.
Yeah.
But he said, no, Texas high school is totally different. You got to go at least one day and see the whole 30,000 plus in a high school stadium. Did you have that many people watch your high school games?
Oh my god!
I wish I'd have had that many people looking at my football game.
No, for real, they do average like at least 15,000 a high school game down in Texas.
Probably. I mean, it's just the nature down here. It's just the nature of Texas high school football. You know what I mean? Obviously, there's schools that don't get that, but for the most part, there are teams in the 6A and 5A and stuff like that. They get that, and maybe 4A, probably the better teams and stuff. They get those kind of that fan turnout, but yeah, people just love their football down here.
Oh yeah.
Friday Night Lights and good old brisket from Rudy's, I guess, huh? Hey, next time I come down to Denton, I'll come and treat you to dinner. It's on me at good old Rudy's, okay?
Yes, sir. Now that I'm not a player, that's appropriate.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I might even get your autograph and put it, no.
Yeah.
But Deion, man, I appreciate it. Aaron, got any final words for him?
Yeah, Deion, thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate it, and thank you for telling us your story about leading college students to discipleship, and I really appreciate that, and also your experiences of playing football, and because I only played little league football, so or I did a little high school, but I always like to get a perspective of people who actually played in the college game and who actually experienced it. So thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Appreciate y'all for letting me come on and talk with y'all for a little while,
Yeah.
And so thank you.
And
Man,
thank you,
I definitely have enjoyed it, Deion. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah. And thank you to all the viewers on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. This is the 4-Star Sports Show. My name is Aaron Smith. We got John, and then Deion was our guest. I hope y'all have a great day.